Weekend stock market talk for October 8th, 2023. Let's get straight to it. Looking at October seasonality for the SPY, we talked about before. We normally see an early sell-off on October, and then the SPY starts going on a run as we get ready to go into our year-end rally. Then we go into November, we go into December, get that Santa Claus rally, and we end the year on a high note. And if you've been looking at the market pretty much over the course of the year, what we normally see is at beginning of the year, we start off at a low point, and we just start to move higher and higher as we get towards the end of the year. And normally we just repeat that cycle over and over again. Looking at the economic data for this week, Monday, we're going to get some Fed speakers. Tuesday, I'm going to be looking at wholesale inventories. Wednesday, we're going to get PPI, core PPI. Thursday, most importantly, we're going to get core CPI, CPI year over year. Core CPI year over year, we also should get a month-to-month core CPI. I think that the market's going to be looking for CPI to be coming in line or better than expected. Now going into our earnings for the week. We're starting off, getting ready to go into our earnings run. There's really not a lot. Tuesday, we're going to get PepsiCo. They had a big sell-off last week. We're going to get Thursday, Delta, Domino's, which I think is going to be a really, really important earnings. And then Friday, we're going to start our bank earnings. And we pretty much do the same routine every year. Every year, bank earnings kind of starts things off. We're going to get more bank earnings next week, and then we start going into tech. Then we go into consumer discretionary. Pretty much the same routine every earnings cycle. Now, looking at the charts, let's talk about what we saw. So on the SPY, we had a really, really strong bullish move on Friday. Look at this big green candle. We had 113 in volume on Friday. And what we saw is what I would call news rejection. I would have thought that the unemployment news, especially with showing that the unemployment market is so tight, it will cause the market to go bearish. However, the market didn't care and it went very bullish. Now, that could have been caused by a lot of different factors. However, in my opinion, we could be setting up for another bull run. So if you look at our support level, what do we see? We went under the support. We never hit the 419 or the 420. We kind of consolidated and then we started to move back up, and we got really close to our 200-day moving average. So we can call this maybe a bounce on the 200-day, but we never really hit it. But we didn't see further breakdown. And in my opinion, what we were setting up for was a bullish week. I thought we were going to get a bullish week this week until we had the news of the issues in Israel. Now, the question is, how fast will the market get over the situation in what we call the Middle East? And if the market gets over that relatively fast, because this is not like this is the first time this happened, I think the overall market may get over this fast and we may continue this bullish run. Because I don't think anything there will bleed into the American economy. Now, we do think we're going to see some sensitivity and some reaction in the oil market. However, that also won't be anything new. Okay? Because I don't think this situation will spread into the oil states. And there's a whole other conversation around that. But I think this situation started because of the oil states. But that's going to be a whole other conversation, right? So bringing it back to the markets, I don't think this situation that's going on in Israel will spread to the oil states. I think it's going to be constrained within this particular region that we call Israel. And they're going to keep it within that region. And I don't think it's going to get outside of that region because it would be bad business for it to get out of that region. So looking at the Qs, and one thing I want to show you is that on Friday, we had 74 million in volume and we averaged around 51 million on the daily. So we had a big increase in volume based on the average, and we see the same thing. This really, really strong candle. And what do we see? We just rolled this support level. And we rolled this support level. We closed around it multiple times. And then what we saw is that on Friday, we had a really, really strong move up off of that particular support level. We closed at 364. And so that's something that we want to look at again. I thought that we were going to get ready to sell up for at least a bullish week this coming week. However, the situation in Israel may change that. But again, I think that the market's going to get over that relatively soon. And then we may go back into a bullish pattern. So if the market, understands that this situation in Israel is just going to be constrained to Israel, it's not going to bleed into anything else. It's not going to impact the U.S. economy. And the CPI numbers come out in line or better than expected, I think we may return back to being bullish. But let's see. Let's see how we open up on Monday and how things go. I believe the bond market is going to be closed on Monday, but I believe the equity market will be open on Monday. We can take it from there. Hope you got some value from it. David W. Williams, also known as Diamond Dave. I'll talk to you later.